it could have been much worse, and we're grateful that we weren't as impacted this year as we were last year.
Highly pathogenic avian influenza impacts poultry farmers and consumers all over the world. I'm Fox 13 News reporter Maithili Gulbi here in studio. The United States saw its first case of this dangerous avian flu strain in February of 2022. And the first case in Utah was discovered just 2 months later in April. Flash forward to now, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in the last 30 days nationwide, 87 flocks of birds have been confirmed to have avian flu. Now that's over 11 million birds that have died either from the illness or have had to be depopulated. But here in Utah, that number is 0, and all facilities are off quarantine. The Utah Department of Food and Ag says it's a win, especially after a brutal slew of outbreaks last year that I shared with you just a few months ago.
We are currently avian flu free in the state of Utah, which we are so excited about.
After devastating avian flu outbreaks in farms and backyards in Utah in 2022, officials are glad that this season was not as severe.
Luckily, we just cleared our one case that we had this year. They're cleared out of quarantine. They've been disinfected and are good to go.
That was in Sanpete County. Over 140,000 turkeys had to be killed or died from the disease, as reported in October of this year. Last season, over 2.2 million birds died in 6 counties. It was a situation that veterinarians say was worse than they have ever seen. Bailey Woolston-Hume with the Utah Department of Agriculture and Food says the impact of the virus can be felt by consumers and grocery stores and emotionally for the farmers and homes where these birds lived.
Last year, we had all of those turkey farms in Utah that were hit right before Thanksgiving in the fall of 2022, and that was devastating for them. That affects our food supply, but it also affects those farmers and their livelihoods.
But after painful impacts with the previous outbreaks, there are a variety of factors that have made this year better.
People were definitely a lot more prepared this year. They knew how to watch for it and signs for it. They also did increase their biosecurity. Most of them did. And so that definitely impacted it. And then we could have had changes in migration patterns as well. We're not really sure, but where we didn't see nearly as many cases all throughout the state this year, that definitely could have been a factor.
During my reporting in May, I asked epidemiologists if avian flu could ever infect humans, even though it's not a concern right now. They say we just don't know because viruses can change quickly, so it's hard to tell. In studio, I am Maithili Gulbi, Fox 13 News, Utah.